Okay, Courtney, thank you. 9:02 right now. Following this breaking news right now, a large police investigation at an apartment complex along a busy stretch of Cheshire Bridge Road. Atlanta News First, Blake Devine is live for us in Northeast Atlanta. And Blake, what are you learning?
You know, Don, right now at this hour, several of the police cars have pulled out of the scene here as an active investigation is underway at this apartment complex. I'm going to step out of the way and let you take a look at those 3 cop cars. Now we are down to 2 cop cars. They have been leaving over the last few minutes, but about a half hour ago, there was also a Grady Hospital vehicle, meaning medical personnel were here. We're also told that Atlanta Police Chief Darren Schierbaum may have been here on scene as well. At this point, it's not quite clear what led up to this incident inside the Helos Apartments on Cheshire Bridge Road. We did see a girl hop into the back of one of the police cars. We believe she may be somebody who's been called into questioning. At the peak, there was about 6 to 7 different Atlanta police cars parked along the street here. But they seem to be moving out at this time in the morning. People who live here, they're starting to wake up and walk around. Shocked to see so many police here, and we're working to find out more details about this investigation. And once we do, we'll be sure to update you online and on air. Reporting live in Northeast Atlanta, Blake Devine, Atlanta News First.
All right, Blake, thank you. And this